Hey everyone, today we're jumping into something really powerful, a framework for living a life that actually matters. A life with real purpose, real impact. We're going to be pulling from the teachings of Apostle Michael Oropo to figure out how to build what he calls an invincible life. So let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with a huge question, one that I think we've all probably thought about. Why is it that some people can live for like 100 years and barely make a ripple, while someone else lives a super short life and completely changes the world? What's the secret sauce here? What's that one thing that determines if a life has real weight?
And this quote, man, it just nails it. The whole idea here is that our real age, what we're actually worth in the grand scheme of things, it's not about how many birthdays we've had. Nope, it's measured by the shifts we cause, the impact we make. It's not about just breathing oxygen, right? And when you think about it that way, well, that changes everything.
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, we have to understand a pretty foundational concept. Not all time is the same. There are actually two completely different kinds of time that we live in. Let's break those down. First up, you've got chronos. This is the easy one. It's clock time. Right? It's chronological, sequential. It's just the tick-tock of the clock. The seconds, the minutes, the days, the years. It's the time that just keeps marching on for every single one of us.
But then there's Kairos. And this is a whole different ballgame. Kairos isn't about the ticking clock. It's about strategic moments, opportune moments. Think of them as those critical forks in the road, the moments of decision that hold so much weight they can literally shape your entire destiny. And when you put them side by side like this, it really clicks. We might live for, say, 80 years in Chronos time, just day after day. But in that whole lifetime, we might only get a handful of these real Kairos moments. So here's the kicker. Our legacy isn't built on just getting through the day-to-day. It's forged in how we show up and what we do in those few pivotal, game-changing opportunities.
Okay, so if seizing these Kairos moments is the name of the game, how do we actually do it? How do we get ready to make the right call when it matters most? Well, the source lays out 4 key pillars for building this kind of invincible life.
All right, these 4 pillars are influence, which is authority in the spiritual realm, favor, which is authority with people, mercy, which is authority that protects you from judgment, and wisdom, the authority to make the most of every single season. Now, each one of these is huge, but for the rest of our time here, we're going to zero in on that first one, the big one, influence, because honestly, without it, the others just don't stand up.
So when you hear the word influence, what do you think of? Probably, networking, schmoozing, how many followers you have on social media. But that's not what we're talking about here. Not at all. This framework says that real, lasting influence, it's not built on gimmicks or trying to cut corners. It comes from something way, way deeper.
This kind of authentic authority, the real deal, it's built on 3 core foundations: dogged integrity, true brokenness, and unwavering consistency. Let's dig into each of these.
First up, integrity. The source makes this really powerful point. A spirit can only invest its power in someone it can actually trust. Think about it. Look at figures like Daniel or Joseph. Their commitment to being honest, even when it totally backfired on them in the short run, that was the very thing that eventually gave them insane levels of authority.
And this quote, "An Israelite in whom is no guile." Wow. That's like the ultimate compliment, right? To be known as someone with no deception, no hidden motives, that right there is the absolute bedrock of trust. When your character is that pure, you become the kind of person who can be trusted with real influence.
Okay, the second principle is brokenness. Now, hold on. This doesn't mean being weak or shattered. In this context, brokenness is all about a deep, profound humility. It's about setting your own ego aside, and according to the source, that's a posture that God just cannot ignore. The prodigal son is the perfect example, right? It wasn't about how badly he messed up. It was the depth of his brokenness that unlocked total forgiveness and restoration.
I just love this metaphor. Brokenness is an alarm system in the spirit. Think about that. It's like your humility sends up a flare, a signal that activates divine help. It tells the universe you're ready to receive grace, to get support that's bigger than yourself. It's a state of being that's so powerful, it practically demands a response.
And finally, number 3 is consistency. So the argument here is that it's way better to pray for 30 minutes every single day than it is to go for like 12 hours once in a blue moon. And why is that? Because consistency builds spiritual stamina. It makes you dependable. In the words of the source, it makes you popular in the spirit realm, meaning your presence is known, it's expected.
So how do you actually build this? It's super practical. You start small. Don't try to be a hero. Just commit to 30 minutes a day. And what happens is, over time, that'll grow without you even trying. It'll become an hour, then 2. You're building that spiritual muscle, that stamina, so you're ready for those big moments when they come. You become a dependable, recognizable force.
All right, let's tie all of this together now. Once you have these foundations, integrity, brokenness, and consistency, you can start to see the huge difference between just making an impression and making a real, lasting impact. See, an impression, that's all surface level. It's built on gimmicks, on who you know, who you can get a selfie with. It's always looking for validation, and man, it fades fast. But impact? Oh, impact is built on who you are. It's built on your integrity. It's earned through the tough times, through that daily grind. And it creates a legacy that lasts long, long after you're gone.
And that really is the bottom line, isn't it? Remember, it's impact you want to make, not impression. So much of our world today is just obsessed with making an impression. But an impression is like writing your name in the sand. The goal of this invincible life is to build something out of rock. The goal is impact.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. When it's all said and done, when your time is up, based on the path you're on right now, what are you going to leave behind? Will it be just a fleeting impression, or will it be a real, lasting, invincible impact?